Okay, and we're here. Yay. Farming simulator. How much fun is that? Alright, so, it's been a few weeks since anyone's been on our farming server in FarmSim. So, today, we're gonna hop on and, I guess, do something. I got on earlier today to do a lot of repair work around my farm, over some messed up stuff. So we bought our new cultivator. We got a brand new cultivator on the farm, much bigger than the old one. We also, I don't know if I've shown on video yet, of the Massey Ferguson 7720S. So this isn't the biggest version. I can upgrade this engine, but it's pretty run down. Like I said, it's got 27.3 hours. Its only purpose is really to alleviate pressure on this John Deere, since this John Deere was a over $300,000 tractor. I'm trying not to get rid of it within 2 years, like I did with my Lamborghini, which I ran up so many hours on it within 2 years that I literally had to get rid of it. Could not keep it on the farm anymore. It was just ridiculous. Um, how big is Field 58? I'm not doing that. Alright. I do have a Field 72 contract for fertilizing, so we're going to actually hop into Massey. Now, not really big a fan of having two tractors on a farm if you're having one-person farm, but as I'm getting into more and more of the production, I'm realizing, like last year, I realized, like, I really needed a second tractor, and especially one to alleviate pressure from the other one, because that was the biggest problem with the Lambo. Is the Lambo was just always in having to go into the shop every few months just because it was getting damaged so much. I think we might be good here. Fertilizer goes out pretty slow, but I'll take this bag just in case. Oh, that bag was nothing. Give me this one too. Why not? I don't know how to pay for this. I already bought it. So yeah, in order to afford some of these farm upgrades, I had to sell out a lot of equipment, including my fertilizer sprayer, which I do like having a sprayer and a spreader, because I can use the spreader for lime only, and then use the sprayer for fertilizing. That way I don't have to worry about accidentally ordering too much lime or too much fertilizer, and then I've got those pallets laying around like I did last time. Or having to do what Recon does, which is waste fertilizer doing something else. So, we're not doing sugar anymore on the farm, mainly because I tried getting on earlier and finishing up my sugar planting, and it was super laggy and was glitching out, and it just wasn't working. So I'm not going to do sugar production on the farm anymore. We're just going to stick with dairy production, and maybe I was thinking about cereal production possibly, since there's already someone doing grain and oil. I might be able to get into cereal, and I have the room to build it over on my new land. Um, so we did a lot of land expansion this fall. Or last fall, was a lot of money into land expansion. I think almost close to $1 million in debt I went into, and I've been working my ass off to pay it back, doing contracts. And then I came across this tractor. It was like, I think it was like 160,000, and it was like, it was worth it. It wasn't even that. It probably wasn't even that much. I can figure out how much mine sells for and give you. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this one probably was about 80 or 90,000. But as you can see, it's only worth 41 right now. I'm probably going to run that down to the point where it's worth nothing at this point. Just so that way I can keep the more expensive, bigger John Deere lasting longer, because I've already talked with Recon. I was like, if I replace that John Deere and replacing it with the exact same tractor, I'm just gonna buy a newer one. I don't think I'm gonna get much bigger than a 7R. Don't really need it. Maybe an 8R in the future might be useful, but a 7R can pull all of the equipment that I use and borrow from Recon and borrow from other contractors with no issue. This pretty much the same as an 8R would. The only difference is an 8R has more power. That doesn't mean the 8R can pull equipment any faster than the 7R can, because the equipment is limited. It's not the tractor that really limits your ability. As long as you hit that minimum horsepower requirement on whatever tool you're operating, which most likely is cultivators and plows, seeders probably pull up the most, you're good. Like, you're gonna pull that thing just as fast as the biggest tractor in the game will. So until I get bigger equipment, I don't think that there's really a necessity to get a 8R, and I'm not really going to get much bigger than what I've got now. This equipment that I've got now is the only thing that was lacking on my farm was the cultivator, and I just fixed that problem. I upgraded that one. Took out a loan to buy that, so yeah. I think we're still sitting at a pretty hefty loan amount. Yeah, 425,000. So we're still pretty good in debt here on the farm, but we will climb out of it. I got it down to like 200,000 before I bought the new land, which I try to get my loans down quite a bit before I decide to add more on, just to prevent myself from getting into even further debt, which is how you end up in like 500,000-600,000, which I don't even think you can get up that high. I think it's 500,000 is the max. So we're at loan cap, so I'm hoping that nothing happens to the farm where I need to take out any more loan, because probably not going to be able to afford it. Where's field 62? Yeah, we'll accept it. Why not? It's like right down the street, so. And then I can probably pay back $10,000 of that loan, bring it down to 415, and that'll be a start. Goal is to get to 200 before I do any more purchasing of anything at all. I do need to figure out what's going on. I'm pretty sure my production plant is empty because I had to move the location of it, so I know that the production plant is currently empty. There is nothing in it, so I've got to see if I can even restock that with milk. And hopefully I even have the milk to do it with. I don't think I have really given the cows enough time to create milk. I don't know if they've given birth yet. We're gonna check that while we're driving. They have not. So some of them did. You can see we've got 1 month old. Oh no, they did give birth. Okay, so we're up to, I think we're up to like 60 or 70, because that's 32, 38. Hold on, 44, 48, hold on, 56, so up to 72. 72. Or, no, 70, 74. Whatever. We're in 70s. Trying to do math while driving. So, you notice there used to be a farm in this property. There is no longer a farm on this property. It was replaced. Guy that farmed it was never on the server, so sold the farm. Might come by and steal some of that wood, though, and sell it. Anything to make a buck. Anything at all. So I'm out here fertilizing. I'm not going to do any of those sowing contracts because I don't have the necessary equipment. I don't believe I have the necessary equipment to plant sunflowers. I don't think mine does sunflowers. No, it does not. So I can't really do either of those. So. Okay, let's accept contract payment. Head over here. Let's repay 10,000. Keep 10K in the bank, so that way if I need to pay for anything, gas or repairs, I got a little bit of spend money. We're gonna head over here, and we're gonna go check out the new dairy plant that is entirely unlandscaped because I can't afford to landscape it. I believe the turn is right here. There's no road yet. I wanna eventually own this land and put a road in here. There we go. Because I don't know, this road doesn't actually lead anywhere. I'm pretty sure this is the road that is just surrounded by fields, doesn't actually have an end. It doesn't go out to a main street. You can see the white building up there, that is where we're headed. We should clear that bridge, that rail bridge right there. It does dip down quite a bit. But this has got to be absolutely shitty to drive through after it rains right here. That little ditch there. Yeah, so this is the place. As you see, it's been moved. I'm pretty sure it's empty though. Like I said, this is all totally unlandscaped. Yes, we are no active productions, nothing in storage, so. The building's empty. Not that big of a deal though, because I can fill it. So this road does turn. But then it leads to this one and this one. Okay, so this one does have an out. I was about to say, on the map, that road literally leads to nowhere. Like, if you come over here, this road on the map actually goes nowhere. It's just a road. Yeah, so it connects to this one. I would like to do a connect down here or even in the center of this field, but it would cut. I don't want to lose that. This is a very big field and I like it. This is going to make a whole shit ton of money come this fall. Well, it's not even going to make money, but it's going to do is it's going to make me the means to make money. That is going to give me a lot of soybean, and that soybean is going to be held until June, where I will sell it for an actual shitload of money. That'll be a lot of money. I'm looking forward to that. I have no idea where this goes. There's got to be an empty... I think this one is totally, yeah. It can go right there. Just right here. No need to put it anywhere fancy, just set it right there. Right in front of the door. No, nothing else is going in that door right there, so. Alright, and then put the mass first and away. Also bought this thing because it was super cheap too. I took out a loan to get this. It's a crop sensor. As you can see, it's 32% damage. I paid $9,000 for it. I'm happy with the purchase. I didn't need to buy it, but every time I need to do samples, I rent one for like $2K, and it's like, why don't I own one? Makes so much more sense. All right, so we gotta check on the cattle. Are they good? No, they are not. They are most certainly not good. They are all at 0 health because they have no fucking food. Mass Ferguson coming back out of the garage. I don't know if I have TMR or not. Let's check. No. I don't have any pre-made TMR. That sucks. I like having pre-made TMR. That's why I normally make it in bulk. Hitch onto this thing. Turn it on. Yeah, so this stuff, the John Deere doesn't need to do any of this stuff. This is light work, the Massey can handle it. And this is a very, I have to say, this is a very good looking tractor as well. Like, it just looks good. It doesn't look anywhere near as good as that, but, I mean, it does look pretty good. Alright, we gotta hurry. We gotta make quite a bit of this stuff. Chuck that in there. Give me this. That goes in there. Give me this. Oh, we're gonna have to cut for silage soon. Can I even cut right now? I don't even know if I can cut. Come on, drop it. Let's go inspect this field real quick. So it's not flowering, but this is cut. Yeah, this is fully grown. It may not look it because it's not flowering, but that is actually fully grown. So, we will go ahead and cut that, probably in next month, or whenever I run out of silage, actually. It's just whenever I run out of silage. So this is properly mixed TMR. It's not a full trailer, but I just want to get them fed. And then, I don't know, maybe I think Hick has a little bit of silage that I could probably purchase from him, but I prefer to cut my own. I've got the equipment to cut my own. I don't have the amount of land that Hick does, grassland. He's got a lot of grass. I have very little grass, so normally I've bought a little bit from him in the past. I think I bought like 10,000 from him. Are they good on water? They do have quite a bit of milk, so they are producing quite a bit of milk. I'm looking forward to these guys. Yeah, look at their values. How long have they gone without food? Like I said, we've been doing a lot of server maintenance. I haven't been really paying attention to them. But they have food now, so their values will shoot up for like $100 less. I don't think they don't really lose that much when they haven't been fed. I mean, don't get me wrong, they lose value, but they don't. It's not by a lot. In the that's at least what I've noticed in the past. Like obviously, right now they're worth less than $1,000, all of them, but tomorrow they'll be worth quite a bit because that's just how it works. They regain value once they are at health 100. Because unlike horses, where their athletic and fitness level affects their value, cattle are more of on an age and health base. So the older the cow, normally the more it's worth. Now there are changes to that, or exceptions, but normally in this game, the older the cow is, and as long as it's at 100% health, it's worth a lot of money. So this will be the last load of TMR I'd deliver to them today. You can see it's still adding in the silage bale. And we have silage for TMR. I'm not adding mineral feed to this. I don't know what the point of adding mineral feed is. I don't think it actually increases... I mean, maybe it does increase the potency, but it doesn't make sense, because if I make TMR with mineral feed and then I put it in a silo, it takes the mineral feed back out and separates it. So I don't know what the point of mineral feed is. I mean, I could probably find out really quickly. It's probably in the menu. And on the last map, we used an auto feeder. The auto feeder required mineral feed. Like, there wasn't a choice. You had to put mineral feed in. So let's take a look at cows. Doesn't tell you anything. Oh, total mixed ration right there. So, optimize your milk production by your cows by feeding them total mixed ration. This is the only way to get 100% productivity. It is easier to buy all the ingredients at the dealership. Section of den. Then you only need to deliver the ingredients to the farm. Do you use a mixer wagon instead of a robot? And then you have to prepare the feed and forage. See, but it counts as TMR if you don't put mineral feed in it. So, what is purpose of mineral feed? It's gotta like be a booster, I think. Like, you can see, if it wasn't TMR, it would just add hay and straw to their diet, and that's it. Or it would just add hay, and that's it. Like, it wouldn't actually... Because when you have a mixture in the mixing wagon, that's not TMR, so your values are wrong. Normally, it's because you have too much straw, because you use too big of a straw bale, or you use too much straw. As you can see there in the chart on the left, you need the thing you need the least, besides mineral feed, is straw. The most of, you know, you need equal parts, or almost equal parts of silage and hay with a little bit of straw, and boom, you got TMR. So if you have the mixture off, it just treats it as forage, is what's in the wagon. Not TMR, it's forage. And when you drain that into a cow or cattle thing, it will just take the hay out. I believe it will take the straw out a little bit, because I know I've done that before where I've accidentally mixed it wrong, and then I've dumped a little bit in, and then that allowed me to add back in what I needed to add in, but I'm not entirely sure what exactly it does, because it's been a while since I've done it. So, a couple of other things I purchased. Got this thing on sale. That's going to be super useful for baling. Still got all these trailers. The only one I don't have here is my flatbed, which is at the pickup truck, which is at the new dairy place. That's loaded down with 19,000 liters of cheese. which I believe the prices for cheese are super low right now. I mean, I don't know, maybe they're high. Cheese. Cheese isn't actually bad right now. I don't know. I think I'll probably hold on to it and sell in September. I think that's a good idea. Like it's not terrible right now, because it kind of you can see.
I don't have an answer for that.
What? I didn't say your name. I hate those stupid Amazon echoes. You can see it had a little spike there, and we're just now coming off of that spike. So I think I'm just gonna keep it till September since we're only that far away, just under halfway there. So the only problem is I don't know if I'll be able to store all the cheese on the trailer. Which, if that's the case, then I might have to borrow Recon's big old semi, wherever that thing is sitting. Yeah, this thing. Which, personally, I hate how he has it set up, because these things are dumb. I gave him a curtain-side trailer. A curtain-side trailer is the easiest to load with a pallet. I don't know why he likes these, but they're wrong. A curtain-side trailer is easier to load, because you can actually pack stuff in. Unlike with a ramp trailer, which he begged for a ramp trailer and got a lift gate. I don't know why. But, whatever. You know, he's the one that's got to do it. I just personally, I would 10 times rather have a curtain side to load with pallets rather than a dry van. That's just, it doesn't make sense. A dry van is much more difficult to load, and you can't lift the forks up all the way in a. It's harder to stack. But enough of that. Let's start taking a look at some of our crops, see how they're doing. So over here is a wheat field. You can see wheat growing. Expected yield is only 89%. I don't know why. What is wrong with this field? Let's take a look. That's what's wrong with this field. It's got clay and sand. So you can see once I got into that sand section, it went up to 100. If I come down here, 125 right there, or 123. See, that's how much the soil type really makes a difference. And then I've got one more field that's planted. That's 50. That's planted with barley, which we rolled by earlier. This field is actually getting removed. This was my old got the combine. This is my old sugarcane field that I don't know why it hasn't regrown. It was supposed to regrow without having to be replanted, but I don't know. I'm just gonna mulch it up and get rid of it. I'm gonna put a chicken coop in here, actually start getting that money off of eggs, because I need more kind of income in between. Right now I'm getting really big paydays, but they're only once or twice a year. Really in the spring, late spring, when I sell my soybean crop from the previous year, and then I get another one in the fall when I sell cheese, and I also sell grain to Recon, because I sell grain to Recon right up out of the ground. So it's a really, really good deal for him, because he's getting it at the cheapest price, and I'm getting money instantly, but it's actually a worse deal for me, because I'm making less money overall if I held on to it. Which is exactly what I did to him last year, was when I held on to sorghum. I kept my sorghum fields, I harvested them last, and then I actually held on to the crop, sold the crop to him, not even at max price, because it wasn't even at max price yet, but he still paid full price for it, because he needed the grain so badly. That's how I realized, and he's going to watch this video and realize it too, that he's dependent on other farms, which is a really good bargaining tool. Now, he's expanded his farm quite a bit. He now has this fucking behemoth of a field that I believe he is actually planting sorghum in, or wheat, one of the two. No, he wouldn't have been doing wheat. He has to do sorghum in that one. I think it's the only thing that's in planting season anytime soon. So that will sustain him for a lot more than last year, but it was only 4.81 hectares, so about a 5 hectare expansion. Now I did a 7 hectare expansion. I think I paid way more than him too, because he only paid 372 for that. I paid 364, so I got 0.2 hectares more for 10k less. And I got a much less yield potential, which is fine because there's more sand and clay in that. But then I also got this field, which has a lot of loam, for 225. I used to own this field, and I sold that one to get this one because it was just a better deal and it was closer. And so all my land is actually connected. You can see this is Hick. He's got one little plot, but that one little plot's all he needs. That's all grass, so he can make quite a bit of money off of that. Echo has really maximized his field purchases with these ones. I think he's in debt too. I'm pretty sure he's in like $500,000 in debt right now. Recon's not doing too hot in debt either. He's in the 300 range. I'm not in last place on debt, but I'm definitely close to the last because of all these. Now I'm also maximizing a lot of land. You can see here, this field isn't even actually a field up here at the top of 20 and 7. I made that into a field to maximize my land. I'm going to do the same thing if I buy 21. If I buy 21, though, I am going to split that field. I'm going to do a road. I'm going to continue this road all the way up and then split this into 2 separate fields, possibly 3. I might split that because it's an odd-shaped field. I harvest it and do fertilizing on it pretty much every year for contracts, and I hate doing it because it's just... I'm going to harvest it that way anyways. I might as well make it look that way and not be such an odd shape. I don't mind having odd-shaped fields like this, or even like that, really. I don't really mind it all that much. One thing I do not like, but I can put up with it, is round fields, circular fields. I'm fine having a field with a curve in it, like this. This is fine, but it's got to have a right angle somewhere, because that's how you enter the field. Like, doing contracts on a field like this, you don't really know where to enter the field from. And I don't like it. And that's why I don't... All of my fields are pretty square or rectangular, except for this one. This is the only... And obviously, these ones don't really count. They're homemade. And I think that's pretty much a lot of the fields in this region. I mean, even down to here, these are the only really outliers, which is not even this one, it's that one. It's an outlier. So, yeah. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. How much does this even run me? This will run me 400,000 for that expansion. I don't think that'll be a next year expansion. I think it's going to be a year from next expansion. And I think that might maximize my farm. I currently 100% have the biggest farm. I think Echo... So let's do... Echo is 3.7 plus 5.6. So that's... we'll say that's... What, 10? We'll round up and say it's 10 hectares. Hick has not even 1. Recon is going to be the only... Well, actually, I think Echo might have more than me. Let's do mine real quick. I have 0.5. We'll say that's 1. 2.5. I'm not going to count that one. Oh, I hate these ones because they're... We'll just count each of these as 2. So this will be 4. 6.5. That's 11.5. And that'll be... Yeah, we'll just say that's 12. I've got... Or 13, sorry. Say I have 13 hectares, so I do have the largest farm. I don't think Recon has anywhere near that. No, not at all. Because of this expansion. This expansion is, I think, what puts me over. And I'm glad with that expansion that I actually didn't have to cut into any farmland with where this was positioned. I don't have to cut into any of the fields. Now, I did cut a little bit into this field, but I don't really care all that much. Yeah, so soybean is going into this field, sorghum is going into this field, and soybean is going into that field. So these will be soybean, sorghum. I don't know what I'm going to do with that field. I'm probably going to do, like, canola or something. I don't fucking know. What can I do in that field? Let's figure that out. So, crop calendar. So, upcoming within the next few months. So, whatever it has to be, I want it to be harvested this year. So that leaves me with the options of sorghum, soybean, and oat. I could put oat in there. I'd have to plant that next month, though. Yeah, I'm actually fine with doing oat in that field, or maybe doing... Yeah, I guess I can only do oat in that field. That's the problem with having that field, and I don't like it, is that it's by itself. I might just turn that field into a barley field, but I think I'm just gonna swap this field into sorghum next year. But I think I'm gonna do these two as barley, upcoming, which I think I can. Let me make sure I can do that if I plant oat there. So if I do crop calendar oat, that'll be harvested in August. Barley gets planted in September, so I still will be good. Man, barley also gets harvested in July. And the reason I'm saying that, because if I plant it in March, if I planted it today, it would be done in July, but I'm going to do that tomorrow in April. So I've been doing a lot of talking and very little farming, which is fine, because I knew that was what this episode was going to be, really, was kind of a recap and what's going on with the farm. So this is where I'm going to call it. So, thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you guys in the next one, and you'll follow along with this, and hopefully I won't go bankrupt and lose to Recon. Well, anyways, bye.